Welcome back to Play the Game HQ. I'm Daniel, and in this video, we're going to teach you how to play Zoomies, designed by Magnus Carlsen and published by Fireside Games, who helped sponsor this video. Zoomies is a day at the dog park where players will be adding tiles and scoring tokens, competing to gain the most points by leading the biggest packs, collecting bones, making friends, and getting Zoomies with the other dogs at the park. The game is played over 8 rounds, and the player with the highest score at the end of the game wins. To set up the game, each player picks a color and takes a set of 8 double-sided scoring tokens, which would be 4 round tokens and 4 square tokens. Then draw 3 dog tiles and put them face up next to each other in the middle of the table. These are your starting tiles, and you'll be building off of these throughout the game. And when you place these starting tiles, it's okay if none of the dog types match up. So for the rest of the dog tiles, face down and give 2 tiles to each player, then stack the rest of the dog tiles in a draw pile where everyone can reach them, and you're ready to get started. You can look at your own tiles, but you should keep them hidden from other players. The player who owns the most dogs in real life goes first, and players will take turns going clockwise around the table. On your turn, you're going to place a dog tile, place a scoring token on that tile, and then draw back up to 2 tiles in your hand. Each dog tile has 2 squares on it. When you place a new tile, at least one of the squares on the tile you're placing has to be adjacent to a square on another tile. Diagonal connections are not allowed. It has to be next to another tile. You also have to match at least one dog type on the tile, but you don't have to match both. So because I have a husky next to a husky, this is a legal placement. And you're not allowed to skip your turn. If you can play, you have to, even if your only move is one that you strategically don't want to make. And if you don't have any legal moves with the tiles in your hand, discard both of those tiles and draw back up to 2 from the draw pile and place one of your new tiles. After you place your tile, you'll put one of your remaining scoring tokens onto the tile that you just played, choosing one of the 2 dogs on that tile to place it on. This is not optional, and you cannot skip this step. If you can't legally place a scoring token on the tile you just played, you have to discard one of your tokens and it's gone for the rest of the game. Each player starts the game with the same 8 scoring tokens. There's 4 round and there's 4 square, and they're all double-sided, so with each token you place, you'll have to choose which side to use to score the tile that you just placed. Once a token is placed, it can't be moved, but tokens only score at the end of the game, so with each token you place, you'll want to think about how likely it is that you'll be able to add to that score of that token as the game goes on. Before we get to the specifics of scoring each token, let's talk about packs. In Zoomies, any grouping of the same type of dog connected by tile edges, not diagonally, is considered a pack, including a single dog, and packs are important for scoring. So right here, I have a pack of 2 poodles, I have a pack of 2 huskies. These chihuahuas are not in a pack because they're only diagonal to each other, and then these 2 are single dog packs. And now that you understand packs, let's talk about how each different type of token scores. And remember, each turn, 1 scoring token has to be placed on the tile you played that turn. For this video, I'm only going to place my tokens to keep the board clean and easy to follow, but during the game, every player will be placing a token each turn, and you need to pay attention to what they placed because the tokens that are already on the board may limit your options on your turn. This is a leader token. You can place it on either dog that you played on your turn, and at the end of the game, the leader token will score 1 point for each dog in that pack. So right now, this token is only worth 2 points, but for each husky that I add to this pack, that will be an additional point at the end of the game. Each pack can only have 1 leader token on it, so if you add to a pack that already has a leader token, then you can't put one of your leader tokens on that pack. You'll have to choose a different token to use for that turn. There is a chance that 2 separate packs with leader tokens could be connected to each other as the game progresses. And if that happens, the players whose tokens are on that pack will split the points at the end of the game, and that applies to all of the scoring tokens. If 2 players ever end up scoring the same grouping, they always split the points, and if 1 player ends up with 2 tokens on the same grouping, you'll only score that grouping once, even though you have 2 tokens on it. When you place a bone token, put it on one of the dogs you just placed, even if that dog doesn't have a bone icon on it. And that token will score 2 points for every bone icon in the pack. So this token right now is worth 4 points because there's 2 bones in the pack, but each bone added to this pack later in the game will be worth 2 additional points. Only 1 bone token can be played in each pack, but it's fine to have different types of tokens in the same pack. So a leader token could still be added to this pack later in the game. When you place a Frens token, place it on one of the 2 dogs that you just placed, pointing towards an adjacent dog of a different breed. When you do this, the pack that the token is on becomes the base breed, and the dog type that the arrow is pointing to becomes the Frens breed. At the end of the game, you're going to score 2 points everywhere a unique side of a dog from the base pack is adjacent to a dog of the Frens breed. This means that the same dog can score multiple times because you're scoring for the edges of the dog square, not the square itself. So right now I'm scoring 6 points for this Frens token because I have 3 poodle square edges adjacent to husky square edges. The arrow has to point to a different type of dog, and one pack could have multiple Frens tokens on it as long as all of the arrows point to different types of dogs. It's also okay to have 2 adjacent packs with Frens tokens pointing towards each other as long as the base packs are different. And the last token is the ZOOMIES token. You'll place this token on one of the dogs you just played that has a ZOOMIES icon on it, which is the paw icon. After you place the token, immediately place your second tile from your hand in any legal placement around the board, but don't place a token on that second tile. ZOOMIES tokens can only be placed on squares with a ZOOMIES icon on the square. If there's not an icon, you can't place that token. ZOOMIES tokens score for groups of ZOOMIES icons regardless of the dog type, and you'll score laddered points based on the number of dogs in the group. The group of ZOOMIES icons have to be continually connected by adjacent tiles, not diagonally, but the dog types don't matter for scoring ZOOMIES tokens, only the ZOOMIES icons. A single ZOOMIES icon will score 1 point at the end of the game, 2 will score 3, 3 icons will score 6, 4 will score 10, and 5 ZOOMIES icons will score 15 points, and 15 points is the maximum that one ZOOMIES token can score. A single pack can have multiple ZOOMIES tokens, but each group of ZOOMIES icons can only have 1 token. If 2 groups with different tokens end up connected at the end of the game, the players will split the points rounded down, with the maximum number of points being split across the entire group still being 15. At the end of your turn, after you place your scoring token, you do have the option to discard the other tile from your hand and then draw back up to 2 tiles, and it's the next player's turn. If the draw pile is ever empty, just shuffle the discard pile. The game ends after 8 rounds once all players have either played or discarded all of your scoring tokens. Once that happens, you'll total the scores for each of the tokens placed, with discarded tokens scoring 0 points. And remember, if 2 or more tokens are scoring for the same group of tiles, the points are split evenly, rounded down. The easiest way to score your tokens and the least confusing way is to score 1 token at a time and remove it from the board as soon as it's scored. So we'll go ahead and score through my red tokens here, but keep in mind in an actual game, every player is going to have up to 8 tokens on the board. So this leader token is going to score 1 point for every dog in the pack, so that's 2 points for this token. This Frens token is going to score 2 points for every edge of a poodle in this pack that is pointing to a husky, even if the huskies aren't in the same pack. So here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 edges of poodles touching huskies times 2 points, that's 12 points. And again, I did score for these huskies and these huskies, even though these huskies are in 2 separate packs. All that matters is that the poodles that I'm scoring are all in the same pack. And this ZOOMIES tile is on a group of 7 ZOOMIES icons, but the max you can score for a single token is 5, so I'm going to score 15 points for this ZOOMIES icon. Now here I have a single pack of Chihuahuas with 2 bone tokens on it. And that could happen for multiple reasons in a game. It could be a tile that I placed and accidentally connected those 2, or strategically another player could have seen that I had these 2 bone tokens and placed this one here to cut my scoring for those tokens in half. So there are 5 bones in this pack, which is 2 points per bone, so that's 10 points, but I'm missing out on the scoring for this second token because I had 2 tokens on the same pack. This leader token is going to score 6 points for this pack, and this leader token is going to score 11 points for this massive pack of huskies. Once everyone has totaled up all of their tokens, the player with the highest score at the end of the game wins. And that's Zoomies. If you have any questions at all, be sure to leave us a comment below and we'll answer as quick as we can. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you later. Bye.